Baadalghar is the studio I share with Shailee, and it houses our works, and it also is our way of extending our practice out into the community. So we like to do workshops to bring people in, and we do some online sessions focused both on the making of art and a critical engagement with art. So we have a lot of discussion-based programs as well. And we have open studios to bring people into our studio. And with Baadalghar, it's our passion project. It's not where we make money from, or it's not where we are like actively trying to expand it to some big heights. It's where we do the engagements with community that bring us happiness, and yeah, it's an extension of our practice in many ways. So yeah, this is one of our workshops with Baadalghar. We do pottery workshops and experimental drawing workshops mostly.
Could you highlight the social significance of this project of yours?
Of Baadalghar?
Yes.
For us, Baadalghar is about making things more accessible for people, because both of us, Shailee and I, have had art educations. We both have BFAs from universities abroad, and we realized that a lot of things that we were taught there are not the same things taught here in the Indian system, but there are a lot of things here that are not taught there. So we kind of wanted to combine both the knowledge and like bring it to the people in a more experimental, playful way, and challenge the way that art has always been taught. So I think specifically with pottery, there are certain ways to do pottery. You have to have certain systems, you have to have certain skills. Like my first teacher told me that for the first 3 years, I shouldn't show my work or fire anything or sell my work at all. I should just practice. So we kind of want to challenge these notions that academics have set as well. We want to allow you to explore the material more intuitively and see what new things can be done with it, and kind of break you out of those patterns as well, while also taking from the academic world what's very important to learn.
You titled this workshop here as the Pot and I, and self-portrait with clay. So could you explain to us what this work, what this event is all about?
This workshop draws a lot from my process as a sculptor. I usually start with more common forms of the vessels that we're used to, like a pot or a cup or a bowl, or a cylinder, a vase, and I then build sculptures on that. I build figurative forms on that with my own work, and with this workshop, I'm sharing that process with the participants as well. Asking them to look at the process of ceramics a little bit differently, and to look at the pot, which is a utility form, and I, which is like a more artistic, the self-portrait form, and bring them together to create this hybrid sculpture utility form.
In terms of benefits for young people, how deep the bond is in clay making? Like, when newcomers come to clay workshops, do they really get hooked onto it?
I actually think most people are very intuitive when they work with clay, because I was telling my workshop participants this as well, that we've all played with mud or atta when we've grown up, we've all like very intuitively just pinched it and made shapes out of it. And that's what I hope the participants in my workshops are able to access, that feeling of playing with mud as a child and not thinking too much about what you're making, how it's looking. It is difficult for people when they join my workshops to break out of what they already know, because a lot of people, I think, come in and they decide this is what I want to make, and they're not very always following my instructions. They're kind of just going ahead. Like today I said, please don't make faces right now, but people do, they want to make faces. They don't trust the process as much because their hands are already used to working with the material in a certain way. So I think that for me is the most challenging part, getting people to trust me and trust the process. And when we are able to work together, it works really well. We come up with some great sculptures at the end of it.
And children have very productive time in clay modeling.
Yeah,
what
please.
What would you advise them?
Yeah, if your kids are bored, please give them a block of clay, one bowl of water and one ganda kapda, and let them like go for it. it's really fun to work with clay also because they can get a little bit dirty, which lots of children like, and it's easy to recycle it. You can use the same clay again and again 50 times, you know, so you're not wasting as many material. You don't have clay, send them in the backyard and give them some mud to play with, and yeah, really you should nurture that building and creation and sculpture impulse, because we all have it as human beings, and it's really nice when it's encouraged.